Here, in this chapter, we will be revising its typical parameters, schematic diagram, and some application list of IC 741. And the third IC will be LM317, which is a 3-pin adjustable positive voltage regulator IC. This IC also we had already discussed in the chapter number 2, that is of DC power supplies. The block diagram, its pinouts, pin function, and output voltage expression. All these points are covered in the chapter number 2 of paper 1 by our Joshi sir. So we have also going to have separate experiment on it for the HSC board practical. We have also discussed application of LM317 as a voltage regulator. Here we are going to find out the line regulation and load regulation using this IC LM317. Okay, so at the time of practicals, again we will be revising the important concepts of it. But here, from theory point of view, we are going to learn its important feature, pin diagram, and application list. So again, moving towards the chapter content number 2, which is the block diagram of IC 555, and it is a timer IC. In that, I will show you pin diagram and the internal diagram of IC 555 and function of each pin of the IC 555. The third point of this chapter will be application list of IC 555. Fourth point will be regarding fourth and fifth point, rather regarding to the modes of different modes of operation of IC 555. So IC 555 has 3 modes of operation, namely monostable mode, astable mode, and bistable mode. When I will discuss with you about the mode of operation.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I will. Hello.
Ma'am, your voice is echoing a bit.
What? Hello.
Ma'am, your voice is echoing.
Echoing.
Yes, thoda sa. I'm not sure if others are facing it.
Okay, just
Yes,
bear, students, please bear with that part, because ma'am is taking lecture from college, and in the college there are certain construction work is going on, and she is sitting alone in the laboratory, so that's why the voice is echoing. So please bear with her.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Ma'am, you continue.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ishwari. Okay, so shall I repeat? Shall I repeat my point? Where I left? Hello, students, please give me reply.
You were telling about applications of IC 555.
Okay, so I'll continue with that. Okay, sir, I'll continue with that. Okay. So third point will be the application list of IC 555. And in the next 2 succeeding points, we are going to see the different modes of operation of IC 555, namely astable, monostable mode of astable, monostable, and bistable mode of operation. But for our syllabus limitation, we have only monostable and astable mode of operation for our HSC board exam point of view. So we are going to only discuss those two modes of operation. There I will explain you in detail what is that vibrator before talking about the mode of operation, and then step by step I will give you the actual concept of the mode of operations. Okay, so the 6th point will be use of IC 555 in pulse amplitude modulation. Dear students, as you all know that we are studying chapter number 5 of paper 1, where Pallavi ma'am she has also explained us the concept of communication or block diagram of communication. There we have learned different types of communications, right? So in that we are going to learn the modulation concept. Here I will just give you a definition or the concept of modulation. As this IC 555, it is used in pulse amplitude modulation. So you will be wondering that what is that modulation? So modulation, it is nothing but the process of transferring information from source to destination with the help of high frequency carrier signals. So there are different types of modulation techniques. So there we have analog modulation, digital modulation, but see this pulse amplitude modulation, it is a analog pulse modulation, analog type of pulse modulation, and there we have three different types of modulation: pulse, amplitude, pulse width, pulse position modulation. Actually, I will give you detailed idea when we will talking about this particular topic. Okay. So we will move to the next. So the 7th point will be use of IC 555 in pulse width modulation. As just now I have told you that modulation, pulse analog modulation has three types. Okay, so the next point will be 8th point, that is use of IC 555 in pulse position modulation. The next point will be IC 555 as FSK. So what is this FSK? The full form of FSK is frequency shift key. It is a digital type of modulation. Again, I will give you the detailed conceptual discussion on this IC 555 as a FSK. The 10th point will be IC 741. In this point, I will just give you the brief introduction about the IC 741. The 11th point will be IC 741. Its typical parameters which are required while designing the different applications with the help of IC 741. So the next point, that is 12th point, will be IC 741. Once its schematic diagram. There we are going to see the inside detailed story or the detailed circuit, rather I would say the diagram, where there are so many numbers of transistors connected with each other to form the IC 741 circuit. Again, the third point will be application of IC 741. In the 14th point, we will going to discuss the third IC, that is IC LM317. It's again here I will give you brief idea about the LM317. 15th point will be the important features of LM317. Applications of LM317 will be the last 16th point. So I hope you people have got an idea that what points we are going to study in this chapter. What are the points that we are going to learn in detail in this chapter. Okay? So let's move towards the next slide. So in today's lecture, we are going to learn the introduction part of this chapter, and if we will get time, then we will be learn block diagram of IC 555 as a timer. So let's begin. See, dear students, as we know that the circuits are generally classified as a electrical and electronic circuit, right? We are in this chapter, we are going to concentrate on electronic circuit. So electronic circuits, they are, in that we are going to see the classification of electronic circuit on the basis of the size and manufacturing process as discrete circuit and integrated circuit. So electronic circuits are realized using multiple electrical and electronic components connected with each other by connecting wires and conducting wires for the flow of electric current through the multiple components of the circuit, such as passive component and active component. Those are resistors, capacitors, inductors, diodes, transistors, and so on. Hello students, am I audible to you? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, these electronic circuits are classified on the basis of size and manufacturing process as discrete circuit and integrated circuit. So, In the next succeeding slide, we are going to see what is the discrete circuit and integrated circuit. Discrete circuits are made by interconnecting discrete components such as resistors, capacitors, and diodes, and some active components like BJT and FETs, and of course diodes to form an electronic circuit. Each component can be separated from the circuit whenever required. See, discrete circuits are made with or actually they are constructed by passive and active components. Sometimes what happens, designer wants to change the design, then there we can change the components from their place, as those components are interconnected by means of conducting wires, or they are soldered on the PCB tracks. So it is very easy to remove the components from their position by desoldering, and again we can replace that position by the another value or another component of the circuit. So the discrete circuit has this advantage over integrated circuit. These circuits requires more space as compared to the integrated circuits, and it is costlier due to the individual components as compared to the, of course, integrated circuits. So it is less reliable. The integrated circuits on which we are going to concentrate. So what it is? It is a microscopic electronic circuit formed by the fabrication of various electrical and electronic components on the semiconducting material wafer, and it is could be of a silicon or germanium material. Components cannot be separated once fabricated. Yes, as once they are fabricated on the silicon wafer, we cannot separate those components. It requires less space due to the smaller in size, cheaper due to the mass production, and more reliable due to specific construction. So the meaning is that, see, integrated circuits, whenever they are fabricated on the semiconducting materials, they are fabricated in bulk amount at a time. So once they are fabricated or once they are designed, we cannot change its designing, or its components cannot be removed from their position, like in case of discrete circuit. But discrete circuits are, hello, am I audible to students? Hello, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, you all are following me? Yes? Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. So in this chapter, we are going to study the different analog integrated circuits. Due to these advantages over the discrete circuits, integrated circuits are more popular, and due to this advantage, you will find that your mobile phone, it is now in your hand, right? As in the mobile phone or any electronic gadgets that you people are using, all those gadgets are made with the integrated circuits. Okay, so the next point will be, yes, we are going to study the different analog ICs. These ICs are so important as they have so many applications that they become an industry standard. Once the working of these IC understood, anybody can find the new uses of these ICs. The block diagram, pin connections, and important applications of these three important ICs are described in this chapter. So, the first IC is the IC 555. It is a timer IC. See, the student, the picture that you are going to see on this screen, there you will find this number NE 555N. So this NE, it indicates the manufacturer of this IC, and the IC package is a dual inline package. So before starting to this to these introducing these ICs, I will give you an idea about what are the IC packages and IC manufacturer company. Okay, so this is dual inline package. Dual inline package. Here you will find the 4 pins here and 4 pins to the opposite side. So they are in 2 rows, and we can easily place this IC in the breadboard or a socket due to this facility, dual inline package facility. You will find there is a notch. So this notch is to indicate the pin number 1 of this IC. See, I have shown this red color circle over here. So this is the notch of this IC for identifying the pin number 1 of the IC. This is the pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, and go anti-clockwise. Here this pin will be pin number 5, 6, 7, 8. So likewise, we are going to give a number to this IC pins. This IC, it comes in dual inline package. Okay, so on this IC 555, by using this IC 555, we are going to study two practicals in the HSC board exam. That is IC 555 in stable mode of operation, IC 555 in monostable mode of operation in the HSC board exam. The next IC 741, which is an operational amplifier. It comes in two types of package, that is again dual inline package and metal can package. See, this IC has got so many number of applications, right? So we have around 8 practicals for the HSC board exam based on this IC. So we have 7 practicals from paper 1 and 1 practical from paper 2. The IC LM317, that is voltage regulator. See, this is the picture of LM317. This IC, it comes in plastic package. So we have 1 practical based on this IC for studying line and load regulation of this LM317. Now, one by one, I am going to give an idea about the IC 555 timer. So before starting, what is this timer? A timer, it is a control device that after a predetermined time interval automatically starts and stops a system, machine or apparatus used in industry or home. See, as already just now I have told you the dual inline package regarding this IC 555. It is a 8-pin IC. See, where these timers are used. So here I will give examples of some. See, in sugar factory, the boiler plant temperature should be stopped when reaches to a required temperature for desired time. So there we will need timer. So to maintain the process for a particular time, there we can use the timers. So again, timer, yes, we can set in the TV set, the television set that we are using for setting a channel for a particular time. And again, the timer can be used also in the microwave oven. See, students, as we know, the traditional oven, it is there, the traditional oven, it is based on the principle of what? Heating the element. Heating the element, so due to which we can bake the any cake, like any food materials inside the traditional oven. So it is based on the heating process. But in microwave oven, it is based on the electromagnetic radiations which are bombarded on the food material that we kept in the oven, and it will bake the cakes and some food materials. So there we will need to set a timer. Okay. So in the refrigerator also you will find a timer for defrosting the ice. So what is this defrosting timer? Defrosting timer is the melting, it is a defrosting is the process where, or actually it is a concept of melting point of a object or bringing a device temperature above the freezing point to remove ice. A defrosting procedure is generally performed periodically on refrigerators and freezers to maintain their efficiency. And also, we will find timers in the washing machines. There we set the washing cycle for a particular time for the particular clothes. Okay, so there are n number of applications that we can design with the help of IC555. Also, this IC can be used in our projects for designing different applications. So by using sensors and this IC555, we can design a new applications. The applications of IC555 that includes in our syllabus are VCO. VCO is what? Voltage controlled oscillator. So IC555 as voltage controlled oscillator, and pulse position, it is used as a pulse position modulation, pulse amplitude modulation. It is used in the FSK digital technique modulation, and it is also used as a ramp generator. Okay, dear students, I think I will stop here.
Madam, attendance क्या?
Yes, sir.
Double click on that small window.
हाँ.
Double click. Good.
Okay, students. Hello. Hello.
Keep on talking. Keep on talking.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Can anybody have any doubts regarding this? Whatever we have studied up till now. Hello, students. If you have any doubts, please feel to ask me. Hello. Hello. Hello, students. Ishwari. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am.
So.
Ma'am, no doubt.
Okay. Okay. In the next lecture, we are going to study the remaining part, and we will be continuing the regarding the IC555 in detail. Okay. Thank you. So, shall I end this meeting? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.